So I'd like to be able to drive this thing again one day. Fingers crossed we get there. But something I really want to be able to do is steer it. And so that's actually what we're gonna do. Alright, let's take a look down here. We have the drag link and tie rod as well as a steering stabilizer. Didn't go cheap, baby, didn't go cheap. Don't want to die. Well, I'm gonna read these because I don't really have any idea what I'm doing. So, okay. So it said to get your old steering, old drag link and tie rod out. And basically just take measurements and try to walk in the newer components. Basically what I need to do is take my measuring tape and just take measurements off the old factory tie rod and drag link, and then just kind of match it and walk it in the rest of the way, which I will let the alignment people do that. You're about 37, so I actually need to shrink this one. Oh my goodness, there we go. Alright. Let's get my tape measure. Yeah, I need to come in about another half inch. Maxed out on there, so I'm gonna come over here and loosen this one up. Nope, wrong way. Like everything I do on this stupid thing, it's about to turn into way more than I want it to. Okay, like usual, it's been like a week since I last worked on this thing. I'm losing my hair. Dadgum, this getting older stuff sucks. Luckily, I've got this Jeep to compensate for it. Well, anyways, I did figure out how to get it on, the drag link and tie rod. I was trying to put it all together on the floor. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that, because that's why it wasn't really working. To be fair, I also have zero idea at what I am doing. Anywho, what ended up working for me was I did the tie rod first. I just kind of loosely put everything on, like the castle nut. That way it gave me the ability to kind of shift things around. So then I did the drag link, and once again just loosely put it on because I had to kind of move things around. Anyway, so after I got everything put on, now I'm trying to figure out how to put this steering stabilizer on. YouTube wasn't really helping. I don't really feel like reading all these instructions. That being said, I did actually look at those. Not 100% sure where the location of this goes, so I just need to kind of mess around with that. So rather than feel myself fumble through all this, I'm just going to figure it out and give you updates. Kind of helps me out actually getting the thing done, but little sneak peek there. Danny, you're the freaking man. My brother bought me these wheels and tires. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Thank you. Okay, so I dropped it back down again. Reason being, there is a grease overflow here, and this was actually this way towards the brakes. I'm not a genius, but I know you don't want grease on your brakes. So anyways, flop that around. I think it might have said that in the instructions, but I've been watching a guy's video on YouTube and that's what he did. And so anyways, you had to take that little ring here. Take that ring and then a flathead screwdriver and just kind of work it around, and that way it lets you twist it. Hopefully I can get this back up in here, but yeah. So this is the new track bar I just bought, rear track bar. And here's the old one. I've spent, of course, painting, making all nice for no reason. What's nice about the upgraded track bar I got from Rubicon Express is that it's got these Johnny joints which actually move around and are rebuildable, versus your regular bushing like this, which just wears out. Then you usually have to press these out and press a new one in. I'm sure there's some reason for it, but for whatever reason they did a Johnny joint up here. However, they did not do one for what mounts to the frame side. But what's good about this Johnny joint is it does give me some flexibility to move things around. It's kind of at a weird angle. Well, let me show you.
Apologize, it's kind of dark, but this is the track bar bracket that I got from the lift kit, and it's actually at kind of an angle, so I kind of need to be able to move that bushing around, which is what's really good about a Johnny joint. So I did a little research, and I've watched a lot of videos basically on lift kits and stuff like that, and the right way to do it is to do the upgraded bracket as well as the upgraded track bar upgraded. But basically it just helps you be able to align things better and for everything to mount up. My biggest struggle was that I didn't want to take a ratchet strap and try to force this one in, where rather this would just bolt up real easy, which who knows if it will. About to find out. The whole point of getting the new one was that it would hopefully mount up easier versus trying to force the stock one into there, and some people were saying to use a ratchet strap, so kind of hoping this just goes in real easy. Guess I'm gonna find out. One of the other things that I definitely faced when doing this lift kit was finding bolts and stuff like that. Home Depot seemed to actually be the best place to find bolts. That, and we've got another part store here where I'm at, and so finding bolts was definitely one of the more challenging things, but ended up doing new bolts for the track bar as well as pretty much everything under there. Well, I'm pretty pleased. It took about 1 minute to install. Like, no problem at all. So sometimes you just need the right parts and tools. Alright, I don't really know what to do next. So really all I need to do is tighten the rear down and tighten all the front bolts and bleed the brakes. Also I need to drain the transmission fluid and put new transmission fluid in there, as well as the transfer case. And I really shouldn't have put the rear drive shaft on. I just went ahead and did it without thinking, but in hindsight I would have waited on that to test the gasket on my transfer case to make sure it's going to hold. Hopefully get the belly back on the skid plate and get everything bolted back up, bleed the brakes, yada 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 yada. So that's pretty much where we stand. Getting closer to driving it. Procrastinating for so long, it's about time I finally torqued this all down. So I did finally drain all the transmission fluid out and refilled everything up last night. Fortunately, nothing's leaking at the moment, so fingers crossed.